YouTube, what's going on? My name is Dylan DSR Knowledge, and today we're back at it again with another unboxing video. I scared you, didn't I? It's spooky Halloween season. We're almost there. Almost Halloween time. Alright, what I've got in front of me here is, hopefully the lighting kind of helps. I know this whole side is pretty drastic lighting. Hopefully this works for me. This is an Xbox One Elite controller. I've been through a lot of controllers in my day, a lot of regular Xbox controllers, Xbox 360 controllers. A lot of them have been thrown, a lot of them have been broken. I have tried to be a lot better about that recently, trying to make sure that I don't throw them anymore, because as I've gotten older, I've spent more money on controllers than I'd like to admit. So as I spend more money on controllers, I start to realize that expensive things suck when they break and then you have to replace them. So I got an Xbox One Elite controller. Now, I've had a SCUF controller. It wasn't a SCUF Infinity. It was like pretty much right when the Xbox One came out, I bought a SCUF controller right away for it. And that worked really well for me for a while, but then one of the paddles on the back, I started, basically when I would click it, there was no click, it was just a press. And then that means like sometimes when I would hit it, it wouldn't register, and that was super annoying because I'm pretty sure it was my jump button for most games. It was the A button on the back, so that sucked when you would press the A button on the back and nothing would happen, because it's like, well, what the hell, I'm supposed to be jumping, but I'm standing here like a pleb. So so that didn't work out for me. Then I have had two Razer Wildcat controllers, which has been a really good controller. I've just had some really silly issues with it. One was the cable on it got frayed. It's a corded cable, or a braided cable, sorry. So, and it's a really nice cable and everything, but we had one of our animals, we had a Flemish giant rabbit in the apartment at the time, and it actually chewed on the cable. So yeah, that wasn't fun, because then I had to pretty much chisel any other micro USB down, because it has two little pins on the side of it, so like a regular micro USB wouldn't fit into the controller, so I had to like chisel it, and it was a really big pain in the ass. And then I bought another one, and I still have issues with the USB cable on it. So I don't know if that's one of like something on their end, or if it's my the receiving plug on the Xbox One maybe that's having an issue now too. It could be. I'm not sure. And also there's some feedback in the mic. It starts buzzing. So I'm hoping that this fixes that, because I went through a different headset and the different headset didn't fix the buzzing noise either. So yes. So I've had a couple of the controllers that are, you know, with the extra buttons on the back, so you get the competitive edge in gaming. But without further ado, I'm gonna bust into this thing, and we're gonna see what this is like. I know the Razer Wildcat unboxing experience is actually very nice. So we'll see. Let's see what the Xbox One Elite controller has in store for us. Two little tabs on top. I got this really cool, you probably can't see the design on it, but it's like this kind of like this steel and gold look, and there's like a werewolf on it, and it's got some paw prints on the blade. It's pretty nice and neat. Not that matters, because nobody's talking about that. Oh, so let's pop this open. Oh, it's like a slide out thing. Okay, there's another tab on here. Ha, I get it. All right. I'm the idiot. That's why it's not working right. Perfect. Okay, let's see. Let's see what happens. Ooh, it comes with a nice little case, kind of like the Razer Wildcat had a similar like case like this for it. Ooh, that actually looks pretty sweet. So I'm stoked about that. I always love when I get something new and it's got like this awesome carrying case for it. Before I open this up, we're going to go through the contents of the package. This is the charging cable for the controller, so that's super nice. I honestly like playing with the wired controller more than the wireless. Just something that I kind of prefer, but I've been having issues with it, like I said. So we'll see if this helps out. Just some regular Duracell batteries, some AA batteries, looks like. Yep, AA's. And the also braided cable is in here. So I really like the braided cable. I've had so many issues with regular, like the rubber or plastic coated cables in the past, that I just get so frustrated with it. So yes, we have a very nice black and green Xbox-centric color schemed braided USB micro cable for the charging cable for this controller. So that should be super nice. finally have this one. Actually, yeah, I think it's about the same length as what the Razer Wildcat one is. The only thing that I liked about the Razer Wildcat controller cable is it has the breakaway in it, so that way I have a lot of critters that run around the house, a lot of dogs and cats that like to catch that cable and then run through it, so then my controller gets thrown all over the place, but the breakaway actually works really well on that. So, kind of disappointed this doesn't have it, but that's okay. I think I'll be able to survive without it. I'll just have to set my controller like up so, you know, critters don't run through it and eat it like a Flemish giant rabbit ate through the last one. So, let's see what we got inside here. A couple booklets. Quick setup guide. I'm sure this probably talks about button mapping and stuff like that. Tells you how to turn the controller on. Shows you the different thumbsticks and stuff, different D-pad. Okay, initial setup. There's a little connection button on top. Like most Xbox, there goes that. Most Xbox controllers have. Customize your Xbox Elite controller settings by downloading the Xbox accessory app from the Xbox Store. So yeah, that's about the button mapping and stuff like that. That's something really nice about this controller and the Razer Wildcat controller that I had. You can map the buttons, and then there's two different settings, so like you could have two presets for whatever you want your extra buttons to be. And this one, when you go into the Xbox thing, you can actually map any button on it. I'm pretty sure it's not just the extra back buttons. Like if you wanted your left bumper to be, I don't know, if for some reason, you know, if you wanted to play like Bumper Jumper on Halo or something, but that game didn't have that offering, so if you wanted like your left bumper to be A or something like that, so you could jump with your left bumper for some reason, you can do any button on this controller. So that's kind of nice. Let's see what else. I think that's everything in this box. It's a fairly decent quality box. It's not like the most amazing unboxing box that I've ever had before, but it's actually still pretty nice quality. I think the Razer Wildcat unboxing experience is a little bit nicer than this one, but you know what? If the product's good, then I can't beat that. This one I actually bought from GameStop, and it was about $150. Sometimes you can find them, I think on Amazon you might be able to find them a little bit cheaper. If you go to GameStop and they have a pre-owned one, I think they're more like $130, so not too bad. I think the Razer Wildcat that I bought, I want to say I got for under $100 on Amazon. The first one I think was more expensive than that. I think they got a little bit cheaper over time. And then most scuffs, I know you could build a scuff, like a very basic scuff. I think the Scuff Infinities right now are like starting at like $130 before shipping, and then like if you go all out with it, it's probably closer to like $200, $250 somewhere in there if you're going all out with like a crazy design and stuff like that on it with every option you can. So I mean, controllers can get kind of expensive when you're going with that kind of an option. The first scuff that I bought, I remember, was right up there. It had to have been like $200 or so. So open it up. It's, like I said, a nice little carrying case. It's got a little baggie here, presumably for the charging cable. It's already got the back buttons on here, and I think I remember reading that they were like magnetic. So I think they just more or less they kind of hook. And if you can kind of see, probably can't, but there's a little hook on here that more or less puts in the spot. A little button there, and you now have the back buttons, which these are pretty good spots for it. They're about right where my fingers sit. It's going to be a little different because I'm used to pushing like right here for the Xbox, my Razer Wildcat controller, and then there were two extra buttons up here. So it was really nice to have these up there, but I think I'll be able to get used to it fairly quick. I'll probably start double-clicking buttons all the time. And then, let's see, so yeah, connect button on the top is the little green button. Triggers, and the triggers do have the trigger stops, so you can do like a half press trigger on there, on both these triggers with these little green buttons, so you can do the full press or half press on there, so it helps you with faster trigger shooting. And then in the app, I know you can go in and you can like set it to where like just the slightest hair touch is a full activation of the trigger. So for shooter games, it's super helpful. Something you couldn't do with that Razer Wildcat. It had the same trigger stops and it would do about a half press. But so many shooter games that I played, like Battlefield 1 and stuff like that, or Fortnite Battle Royale, when you put that trigger stop on, the certain guns required a longer trigger pull than others. So some guns would fire at that half press and then some wouldn't. Like sniper rifles wouldn't fire and stuff like that. And that was super annoying because then you'd go to pull the trigger and then it wouldn't shoot. So it was kind of pointless to have those on. But this, in the Xbox app, you can set the sensitivity to where just the slightest kind of movement of these triggers is a full press for it. So that wouldn't really work for games like Forza or stuff like that, where you're doing racing and you want to be able to kind of control your throttle. But for shooter games, it's super nice. It goes all in that Xbox app that I was talking about on there that helps out. It does have like the D-pad here, has the dish D-pad, so you can kind of really precise on where you want to click, which I don't know. I've always just used the regular D-pad, so it does come with, in this little box, ooh, nice foam wedge. In this little box here, I don't know what the best way of getting this out is. There we go, that was simple. It does have just the regular D-pad, and that is magnetic as well, so that just literally, you can pull it right off and then it snaps back into place. So that's pretty nice. I kind of like the magnetic idea. It's interesting, it's super easy. I hope that if I ever drop it, like, everything doesn't go flying. That was my original concern when I first saw this controller come out. Battery pack there is normal, like most Xbox controllers. Batteries pop in, cover goes back on. So that's pretty normal. The USB looks exactly like a regular Xbox controller does, so that's nice. So the USB micro up top is not like the Razer Wildcat, where it had to fit into this small square indent in the top of the controller in order to do it. So that's nice. All the buttons feel really nice. The bumpers are mechanical. Triggers aren't. Thumbsticks feel mechanical. The D-pad feels mechanical. I don't think the regular buttons, I don't think these are mechanical buttons though. So I mean, if that's something you really, really like, the Razer Wildcat controller, pretty much everything on that controller was mechanical outside of the triggers. But pretty much every other button was mechanical. These buttons are, I'm pretty sure, mechanical. So that's kind of nice. Just feels more responsive with the mechanical. Maybe these are. I can't really tell. It's been so long since I played with a controller that didn't have mechanical buttons, but they feel a little more squishier than what the Wildcat ones do. But they still feel really responsive and everything. So I've always had that problem with controllers where I'm using them and then I kind of like eventually they start getting really squishy and then they're like there's no click to it anymore. It's just like a press and that gets kind of annoying. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Another neat thing with this controller is it's got the different thumbsticks for it. So it's got these regular Xbox style, kind of the shorter, medium height sticks for it. And then it's got these kind of funny looking, longer Xbox style sticks for it. So, and these are actually, I haven't tried it with this controller, but I used to have Control Freaks for my Scuff controller. And I really enjoyed that. So I think I might enjoy having the right stick being up higher. It looks goofy as hell, but it really does help with the accuracy after you get used to it, being more precise with where you're aiming and stuff. So for shooter games, I think that really does help. And then I think I like having this one being shorter just because I don't have to be super precise. It's just my movement for most games. So that'll be nice. Otherwise, it does have like almost like the PlayStation style, the convex. The domed or the dished kind of ones, the ones that are the domed thumbsticks. So it's not concave where it doesn't go in. It's convex. So that's pretty nice. Maybe I'll switch these around and do this one here. Yeah, that'd be kind of weird. Give it a shot. See how it goes. I don't know, that's actually really nice. I kind of like that. I don't know. I've always played with the concave, so I have something to kind of like grip on with my thumbs, but they always end up wearing. And I feel like this one, there's like no way it would wear just because of the design of it. They've got kind of like the steel looking things here, so that's nice. It feels like a really good quality controller. Like I said, it was like $150. Just the most I've spent, but it's not the cheapest controller I've got either. So we'll see how it goes. Like I said, my big thing is I hope it eliminates the buzzing noise that I've been having with my headset. If it does that, then it does everything I wanted it to do. It's got the mappable buttons. I've pretty much gotten to the point where I need to have these back buttons with the competitive effort that I put into gaming now. It's almost like if I grab a regular controller, I just end up slapping the back of the controller when I'm trying to hit buttons, and it just feels awkward and I look like an idiot. So yeah, all in all, I'm super stoked to be able to use this. Like I said, I've used the Scuff. I've used that Razer Wildcat one. I don't really know of any other big companies out there that are doing this kind of thing for a controller, but I'd be willing to try just about any kind of controller as long as it's got the extra buttons and the remapability is super big for me to be able to, you know, do that for different games, because there are certain games that I want to, you know, have, you know, different things. Like I'll probably always have this one jump. This one will probably be for melee or crouch or whatever, or something or other. But yeah, just depends on what game I'm playing, whether it be Call of Duty or, you know, Fortnite Battle Royale or, you know, anything like that. Destiny. I'm sure I'm gonna have a different setup for every little game, so it'll be nice to be able to do that remap. Oh, and right here on the middle, just like I was talking about in the Wildcat, you can switch this. I don't know if I said this yet. You can switch these back and forth. There's 1 and 2, so you can have 2 presets saved right on the controller. Otherwise, if you really wanted to go through the hassle of constantly changing it, you go through that Xbox app in the App Store on the Xbox console. You go in there, you download the app, and then that's how you remap the buttons on here. The Razor Wildcat was not like that. The Wildcat has a button that you hold, and then you hold the button you want to map it to, and then you hold both of them, so it remaps which button to whichever, you know, thing you want it to be. And I'm pretty sure with that controller you could only, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you could only remap. It had 2 extra buttons up top here by the bumpers, and then it had the 2 little almost extra trigger type mechanical buttons down here in the back of the controller. And I'm pretty sure those were the only ones you could remap. I might be wrong. But yeah, so I'm, like I said, super excited to give this a shot and see how the controller goes. I'm already really fiddling with the magnetics of it. It seems pretty fun. But yeah, it seems like a sturdy controller. The grips, it does have grips on the back. So like Scuff, you have to pay extra to get these grips on the back. And I think it's like, depending on what style grip, I think it can be like 20, 30, 40 bucks or something like that for the Scuff grips. So see how this goes. The Razor Wildcat comes with grips that you like legitimately tape onto the controller. They're like a sticker that you put on there, and I never used them because they didn't feel right to me, and I've never really had to have that issue of using a grip on a controller before. So we'll see what happens. I'll see if I like this. The top is a very like a matte black, and then the back is like a rubber grip, so should work well. The thing I was excited about is it has the regular headphone jack. I think it's a 3.5 millimeter or something like that. I could be wrong. Slay me in the comments. And then it also has the Xbox or the Microsoft centric, you know, headset plug-in, so you can use either or. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be sticking with this one because most headsets I use this one. I know I did have A50s that had this type of adapter for it, but that's really annoying to use that. My A50s took a crap on me, like all my Astros. So I run HyperX now. Anyway, this video is starting to get pretty long for an unboxing video comparison to the other controllers. So yeah, like I said, super excited as always. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I love being able to make unboxing videos and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun for me. And my last unboxing on my printer had over like 1,000 views, which is nuts. Super excited. You know, if we get this one anywhere close, if I get like 50 views on this one, I'll be super happy. So as always, that helps me out a ton. Drop a like on it, comment, you know, call me an idiot, something in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. But as always, guys, you know what? I'm going to do that awkward thing where I run by the camera to shut it off because I just don't feel like editing videos very much anymore because my laptop is really good for editing photos, but it's a pain in the ass to edit videos on, so I just ramble on, and then that all goes in the video because I don't cut anything anymore. But yeah, as always, you guys know what Deuces. Thanks for watching.